Hello, everybody. I'm Jordan Murphy, and welcome to the ROI interview. Today, I am joined with Marty Metro. He is the CEO and founder of usedcardboardboxes.com. This man has an amazing story, and I'd rather him tell you the story than me. So, Marty, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, Marty, I know you've done many interviews. CBS, ABC, CNN. You're an old pro. If you could just do me a Reader's Digest on Marty Metro and used cardboard boxes. It's a great story.
I am the CEO of usedcardboardboxes.com. We are a national provider of once used cardboard boxes to companies and people all over the country. We got started about 8 years ago and tried to build this business thinking it was a retail model, and we learned very quickly that there's a lot more to it to be able to provide used cardboard boxes all across the country. So what people don't realize, I guess, in our business is used cardboard boxes don't grow on trees. We have to actually go out there and find them. So we have built a national logistics system to be able to work with large companies to buy their used boxes for more than the recycling rate and then sell them to other people and other companies for less than the price of new.
You had a company before this, and you learned the hard way that it doesn't
Yes.
always just happen overnight. But what you did do is that you didn't stay
No.
down. You didn't stay down. You got up, you dusted yourself off, and you reinvented yourself. Can you talk about that?
Sure. Well, I was a vice president of a big consulting firm. Prior to that, I had worked for Big Six Consulting. I was with Anderson Consulting, and prior to that, I got my MBA in information systems and management. So I had a lot of confidence. I was traveling around the world and working with huge Fortune 500 companies. And after the dot-com bust, I thought, how hard could it be to start your own business? So I took all my resources, I had money in the bank, and I started my own business, and very quickly watched lots of customers come and lots of press and PR opportunities for the company, and at the same time watched my bank account go down, into the negatives, and then continue to go down into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt while I was riding the high of being an entrepreneur. I guess anybody can be an entrepreneur if you're willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it. So in 2005, I was forced with not only shutting down my entire company, letting everyone go, closing up all the stores we had, but was left with no income, no job, and a $300,000 consumer debt to pay off with no income to pay it.
Right. What did you learn from that?
I would say the biggest thing I learned from that, I said two things. One, you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you don't know what's going wrong. It's very easy to look retrospectively and say, hey, look what I did today. That feels good. But not if you planned to do double what you did that day. So I would say lesson number one is don't do anything without a plan or an expectation. And lesson number two is, I would say, very related. If it doesn't make sense on paper, and if it doesn't make sense to your gut, it's probably not going to make sense in real life. So we started our business because something made sense to us in real life. Hey, we're going to buy used boxes that some people are throwing away, and we're going to sell them to other people that need a cheaper box. Hey, it makes a whole lot of sense. We started building our company. But we never took the time to make sense on paper. We never take the time to make sense in a single transaction. We didn't know what we had to buy it for, what we had to sell it for, and how much money we had in order to facilitate that process. And that's what killed us. We were buying a lot of boxes and selling a lot of boxes and losing a lot of money.
Got it. And you've since learned from that and capitalized on your knowledge.
Absolutely. So in 2005, I shut everything down and had to go get a day job. In 2006, after being miserable at my day job, we raised some venture capital. We wrote a plan first. We did the metrics to figure out if this could work and how it could work. We realized that it will not work on a small level. It has to be done on a big level. And today we service every address in the United States. We have 6 distribution centers across the country. We've got a team of dedicated, passionate people. We work with Fortune 500 companies from as big as Walmart and as small as your local college kid in a dorm room. We buy and sell all across the board.
Yeah, well,
and we have a very, very sophisticated infrastructure to help us do that.
So what is your definition of ROI?
I think my definition of ROI is pretty simple. Using your time, money, and effort to get the most benefits to you. Now, some people only want a financial benefit. Some people want a quality of life benefit.
Right.
Some people want level of effort benefit. For me, it's about putting my time, effort, and money into something that makes me feel proud and pays the bills at the same time.
Got it. So other than having a plan and putting it down on paper, essentially, and knowing that you can trust your gut on whatever your choice for building your business is, what kind of advice would you have for a young or starting out entrepreneur?
Don't start. And surely don't take other people's money, and don't spend your own money until you've figured it out on paper. Until you can do a transaction. There are so many entrepreneurs that say, well, right now I'm buying things for $5 and selling them for $4 just so I can get people to, buy my product. But once they buy my product, then I can start charging more, and then I can start manufacturing in China. And the problem is, when you do a transaction that loses money, and then you want to do more of them so that you can gain momentum, you will run out of money faster than you'll ever get to the point where you can actually do something profitable. So don't start a non-profitable business. Wait until you've got it figured out on paper. Wait till that first transaction is profitable, and don't give things away for free. And once that first transaction is profitable, then replicate it, and that's how you make money.
What do you think is a common catalyst for being a successful entrepreneur?
I would say the biggest catalyst is just not being satisfied with the status quo. I'm not satisfied with who I am. I'm not satisfied with where I live. I'm not satisfied with the economy. I'm not satisfied with quality of life. So I want to go out there and fix it for myself, and in the same efforts, fix it for everyone else.
How would you define entrepreneur as you see it today?
Someone who's willing to put the risk on the line, put their own money, their own time on the line. I would say there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, a lot of people that think they're entrepreneurs. You probably shouldn't call yourself an entrepreneur. It's kind of like one of those things, like classy. You don't call yourself classy, other people call you classy.
Right.
I wouldn't recommend people wake up in the morning and say, I'm an entrepreneur. You wake up in the morning and say, I want to change the world. I want to change myself. I don't want to sit in a cubicle for a year and then find out if I get a Christmas bonus or not, or find out if I even have a job or not. I think an entrepreneur is somebody who wakes up in the morning and says, I want to make a difference. Being an entrepreneur is, people say I want to be an entrepreneur because I don't want to work for somebody else. That's not the reason to be an entrepreneur. You need to be an entrepreneur because you want to take your time, your effort, and your money and actually create something, regardless of whose money it is, regardless of how much money it costs.
Perfect. One last question for you, Marty. If you and I were to sit down 5 years from now,
Sure.
what would we be talking about?
I hope and I plan that we'd be talking about the fact that in 2002 we thought, wow, it's silly that people are moving into people's houses and throwing away their cardboard boxes, where other people are literally going to the liquor stores and grocery stores trying to find cheap boxes. And let's see, in 2016 we'd be talking about how Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Budweiser and Walmart and all the, Best Buy, all the major name brands are saying, why in the world would we buy a brand new box when we can just get a used box from another company?
Use cardboard.
That's what I hope we're talking about. Absolutely. We will be there.
That's right. Well, awesome. Marty, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I really appreciate it, man. Have a great day. Thanks everybody for watching the ROI interview. We'll see you next time.